Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is synthetic division. Okay, this right here, that's the name of it. Okay, synthetic sort of means like artificial, so it's kind of a artificial way to divide. Okay, I can erase this now since I'm actually... Okay, so you've got a kind of long-winded explanation here. Okay, we're just going to do it, and I think you'll get the hang of it really quickly, but you can always kind of look at this. All right, so we're going to do the exact same problem that was on the front. Okay, so you can just go ahead and copy it. We're going to do 3x cubed minus, oh sorry, where is it? 3x cubed minus 2x minus 4. Okay, we're going to divide that, sorry, that's looking a little messy. 4, and we're going to divide that by x plus 1. Okay, now if you took notes yesterday, you already know the answer. You've got the answer on the front side, but we're going to arrive at the answer in a much easier way. All right, so the first thing you need to do is, okay, in step 2 here, you can just highlight this, set your divisor equal to 0 and solve. Okay, and we've done that a lot already when it comes to factoring. So River, you'll need to grab a piece of paper maybe and write this down, or get a copy from Coach Watson. Okay, if you don't have a copy of this, then get out some paper and follow along. All right, so our divisor here is x plus 1, so what you have to do is set that equal to 0. X plus 1 equals 0, and solve it, and you get x equals negative 1. Okay, so it's basically just the opposite of whatever this is. If this is plus 1, your new divisor is going to be negative 1. Okay, and that's going to go right here in this box. That's your new divisor. Okay, so far so good? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to write only the coefficients here. Okay, so I'm going to just write our coefficients here. We're going to leave out the x's. Okay, so 3, and remember there's a missing x squared here. We still have to put that missing one in. The 0, negative 2, negative 4. Okay, so anyone have a question where these numbers are coming from? Don't be shy. This comes from setting x plus 1 equals 0. These are just the coefficients. Okay, and Nathan, why is there a 0 there?
Because there's no squared.
Exactly. Remember, you have to fill in any like missing powers. Okay. Now remember yesterday I told you, okay, we're going to divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Okay, what we're going to do in this is the exact reverse. We're going to do the reverse order and the reverse operations, and it's going to make things a lot easier. Okay, so you might want to write at the top, bring down, multiply, add. Okay, so right here, okay, let me highlight it here, bring down, multiply, add. So opposite order, opposite operations. And this is going to make your life a lot easier because multiplying and adding is way easier than dividing and subtracting. Okay, so Parker, is it you who was absent yesterday? Yeah, so if you were absent yesterday, you're kind of lucky actually because you missed the hard way to do this. Now we're just going to learn the much easier way. Okay, so we're going to bring down, all right? So we're going to bring down this 3 and write it there. Okay, then we're going to multiply. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Okay, bring down, multiply. Now we're going to add. We're going to add these two. Okay, 0 and negative 3 is negative 3. Oops. Okay, so bring down, multiply, put it there, and add. And then we're going to repeat. Oh, we're not going to repeat the bring down, but now we're going to multiply. So now we're going to multiply this negative 1 times negative 3, which is positive 3. Okay, so we're going to multiply right there. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to add these. Okay, when you add negative 2 and 3, you get 1. And now we're going to multiply again. Okay, we're going to multiply negative 1 times 1, which is okay, negative 1. Oops, I always do that. Okay, and we're going to add these two, and negative 4 and negative 1 is -5. Okay, see, yesterday people were making mistakes all over the place with subtracting. Nobody makes mistakes with adding. That's why this is easier, okay? No kind of pesky x's all over the place and no subtracting. Makes it much easier. And now all you have to do is add back in your variables, okay? So this -5, the last one here is always going to be your remainder. Okay, sorry, that's so messy. That's your remainder. This is going to be your constant term. This is going to be your x term. This is going to be your x squared. So your answer is, 3x squared minus 3x plus 1. And then what do we do with the remainder? Vince, what do we do with the remainder of -5 here? How do we write it? Yeah, remember it is the leftovers that didn't divide. Okay, so there's your final answer there. Okay, 3, oops, a bit bigger. Okay, 3x squared minus 3x plus 1 minus 5 over x plus 1. Once you have that written down, flip over to the front. Is it the same answer we got in the front? When we did that whole long thing yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same answer. Okay, but I think personally it's a lot easier because we take out all those variables until the end and we're multiplying and adding instead of dividing and subtracting. Okay, now I will never tell you which method you have to use. I'm not going to insist you have to do it long division or you have to do it synthetic. It's completely up to you. Okay, how many of you, based after one thing, would prefer synthetic over long division? Okay, so if you want to just never again do long division, that's fine. You can just do synthetic division. Okay, that's what most people choose to do. Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay, so if you look here, it's the same 4 problems that are on the front. All right, so now I want you to divide using synthetic division. You should get the same answers you got on the front side when you used long division. Okay, so let's actually do one together. Okay, so what would our new divisor be here, please? Let's see, here we go. Sophia. +1, okay, and you put it kind of in this little box there, all right? And then what numbers go across here, please, Rodrigo?
2x cubed, 3x squared.
Yeah, but remember, we're only going to put the coefficients.
-8
Good, and then
plus 3.
+3. Okay, and then you put a line down here, and remember then it's bring down, multiply, add. So bring down your 2. Okay. Multiply 1 times 2. Hey, Coach Holly.
I was just going to ask if you were live or not.
I'm alive. Okay, you're going to multiply 1 times 2, and then what's the next step?
Okay.
What number goes here? 5, right? And then repeat. Multiply, you get 5. Add, what do you get? -3. And go ahead and put a little line here, okay? Because that last number is always going to be your remainder. Okay, 1 times -3 is -3. So what's our remainder here? 0. Okay, now this is not your final answer because your final answer, you have to put your exponents, or your variables back in. Okay, so this is going to be 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Okay, and no remainder, none of that little fraction part because the remainder is 0. So flip over, is that what the answer was on the front? Yes? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is going to be a lot easier and take up a lot less space. Okay, so how about this one? What's the new divisor, please, Kawan? Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. +2? Okay, I couldn't. Good. And
Yes.
do we need to fill in any missing powers for this one? No. Okay, so 3, 4, -12. Okay, so first step is to do what? Bring down, just say it out loud, everybody. Bring down what? The 3, what number goes here? Say it out loud, everyone. 6, what number goes here?
negative
10.
10, yeah, we're adding. Okay, what number goes here?
20.
20. And then that gives us a remainder of what?
8.
8. Okay, and then just add these back in. This one's always going to be a number by itself, and then we're just increasing the powers as we go this way. So this one's going to be 3x plus 10 plus 8 over x minus 2. Okay.